morning, everybody, and welcome to the vlog. It's Sunday morning, and we're getting a bagel. I've talked about this before, but I am constantly trying to find my favorite bagel place on the Upper West Side because I just don't have a good bagel place around here. My favorite bagels are in Hell's Kitchen, but we can talk about that at a different time. They opened up a Kosar's on the Upper West Side. I'm not sure if this place is a chain. I know there's a location on the Lower East Side, which I've been to, and the bagels were good. So we're gonna try the Upper West Side location and see if it's just as good. I'm a little nervous there's gonna be a line out the door, but also it's in kind of an obscure location on the west side, like not on the main road, that maybe it's not. Also, if you're new here, hi, my name's Alexis. I'm 26, I live in New York City. Let's go get a bagel.
Can I get an everything bagel toasted with scallion cream cheese?
Okay, I got it. It was about a 15-minute wait time, which isn't terrible. I had to stand outside for maybe like 5 of those minutes. Not that bad of a wait. I haven't tried it yet because I think I want to sit in my air-conditioned apartment and eat it. I don't really want to sit outside because I am now a little hot. If this is a hit, this could be my new bagel spot, guys. I'm excited. I just got a bagel and cream cheese, scallion cream cheese, everything bagel, because I feel like that's a fair judgment. They do have a bacon, egg, and cheese, which I'm definitely gonna wanna try at some point, but you gotta start simple when testing out a new bagel place. Start with the basics. So let's head home and try this bagel. I'm excited. Changed my mind. I came across this little park. I've seen this online. It's literally like in the middle of West End and Broadway. There's like a little sliver of like this little park that you can sit in that has like 6 benches. There's lots of bugs though buzzing around me, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually sit here and eat, but I definitely wanted to come here and check it out. I did not even know I was gonna pass this. Maybe we do try the bagel right now. Just a little bite. That's really good. Tried my bite. That was delicious. So now I want to go get a coffee. I really need to buy more coffee, but I'm gonna go grocery shopping probably tomorrow or later tonight. I'll get a bag of coffee, I'll get more creamer, and then we're back to making coffee at home. I've had a week where I've just been buying out. Yeah, that's a good bagel. I don't know if it's gonna be my go-to. Like, it was a bagel that made me go, yeah, that's good, but it wasn't, I still don't feel like it's the best bagel I've ever had in my life, but I do want to try the bacon, egg, and cheese because that could be a game changer. So here I am in this little part. Isn't it so pretty? We're gonna do a little catching up and chatting when I get home because I kind of have some life updates that I want to share. I have some things I want to talk about. We're just gonna have a nice chill day. Let's head home. Let's get a coffee. Look how pretty this looks around me right now. This is, okay, so if I go to Kosar's again, this is gonna be my new spot. So if you ever go to Kosar's on the Upper West Side, go to, I think we're on like 71st Street maybe, between West End and Broadway. Honestly, if I knew this park was gonna be here, I would have just gotten my coffee and bagel first and brought my stuff to do the chat with me over here. That would have been fun. Now there's a loud noise. I'm also feel like I'm getting eaten alive by bugs, so let's go. It's called Septuagesimo Uno. Very, very fancy name. Open 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. That's what I meant.
Yeah, so upon further research, Septuagesimo Uno means 71st in Latin because it's on 71st Street. So, the more you know.
I have my little mic because I had one outside and we're gonna do a little chatting, talking, but I wanna sit back on my bed in a little bit, so mic is necessary. Let's actually eat this bagel. What I like about Kosar's, their everything bagels do have the top and the bottom everything, both sides. I feel like sometimes in everything bagel, it's only one side. So that's what I like. Good cream cheese ratio, good amount of cream cheese. Honestly, I don't have many notes. My only note would be I would love an egg everything. Didn't see that there. The wait was a little long, but honestly, I waited a lot shorter than I thought I would for a Sunday mid-morning. I'm curious if I were to go on like a Tuesday morning or something, like a random weekday, if it would be that crowded. So I'll have to test that out another time. ate my bagel, sitting on my bed, gonna work on crocheting. If you watched my last video, I have been trying to crochet some flowers, which are taking a lot longer than I thought they would. Here's the progress on this one. It's just the 2 layers that are getting me. And then also I have to use wire for this, which is a lot more complicated than I anticipated, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna crochet a little bit and we're gonna chat. I have to go to a rehearsal later tonight, which we're gonna talk about in a minute. But I thought this afternoon before I have to leave, we can do a little bit of like a chat with me, Q&A type thing. I put on my story asking if anyone had any questions. I have a few topics that I want to talk about, some life updates. I've been feeling a little disconnected from my channel the past few months, and I don't know if that's just because like sometimes I get in ruts creatively with like the content I'm creating. But then also on top of that, I think me moving in with roommates, as much as like when I moved in and I was like, this is the best choice for me right now in my life, which I'm not backpedaling on that. It was. I think living with roommates versus living alone maybe just makes the content feel a little less personal, because before it was really just us in the space and Bennett, of course. And now I have roommates. I definitely have gone through a lot this year, and a lot of things have happened that I haven't touched on my channel just because I haven't felt ready to share. But I think we're going to talk about some things today. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to talk in crochet. This might end very quickly because I am already a very slow crocheter in the first place. It kind of feels like every time I sit on my bed and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a sit down talking video, all of a sudden my throat is the driest thing in the entire world. So on today's agenda, the first thing that I want to talk about is what's going on with me performance-wise. So I mentioned in my last vlog I was headed to a rehearsal, and I'm headed to a rehearsal tonight too, and I am in a dance piece. I'm like telling you what I'm up to. I legally don't think I can actually tell you exactly what I'm working on right now, and I will be having rehearsals every single week. It's not like it's taking up my entire week. It's not full time. It's not a crazy commitment, but I'm going to be having rehearsals every single week. That is very exciting. As I am allowed to tell you guys more, I will, and I'm really, really excited. So that is a really exciting thing that I'm working on. So performance-wise, that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. I haven't really been auditioning much lately because I feel like the summer gets a little busy, a little crazy. I was just traveling. I have some other travel plans later in the summer, but I'm hoping to get back into my like auditioning groove because I definitely still have time to right now, and I want to keep doing that. So that is my current state of what I'm doing. Is this a better angle? I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like that other angle was a little dark. Let's switch it to here. I do have a few things back there, but I don't feel like cleaning it up because we're just hanging, we're just chilling. I thought a flower would be a really easy thing to make, but it's honestly, this has been so tough. I think because every single time I try something new, I'm like doing it as a gift or something. So it feels stressful because I'm like, oh, I need to like make this good. But I should really start just practicing first before I start making like gifts for people. But I'm impatient, you know, I just want to start with it. So we know I've been on my crochet journey, but I feel like as a person that's not inherently super crafty, it's been very hard for me to like get the hang of it. And once I do, I feel pretty good about it. Okay, I just got 2 very, very similar questions on my Instagram. So both of them along the lines of how do you balance transparency and privacy when it comes to sharing your life online? That's a good question. I feel like I was just kind of talking about this the other day, actually. I mean, anyone can agree. I think oversharing on the internet, you kind of have to find a line between what you're comfortable sharing and what you don't want to share. And I feel like I have been navigating what I want to keep private, what I don't, the difference between keeping things private and keeping things secret. So last year in September, if you were watching my channel, oh my gosh, there's like a pigeon on my air conditioner and Bennett is now freaking out. Last year, around September, I was going through kind of a scary health thing. They found an abnormally large lymph node in my neck and I had to get it biopsied because I got an ultrasound and it came back abnormal and it was a whole thing. And I really real-time shared that journey, which was on one hand good because people going through similar health experiences or feeling scared, you know, could watch and kind of go through this with me. But on the other hand, I feel like I got a lot of unsolicited medical advice, which kind of stressed me out even more. So this year at the beginning of the year, I went through another somewhat health scare, I guess, if that's the wording that we want to use. I went to a hematologist and I had a lot of stuff going on and I didn't really share any of it. I just kind of said I was going through something and I didn't share any details. And I did that for my own sanity, just because I didn't want other opinions kind of coming in when I was dealing with this. But at the same time, I feel like not sharing the extent of a lot of things I'm going through can also make me feel a little disconnected from my audience, like from you guys. I've been working on finding the fine line between keeping it. It's definitely a hard one to find because you don't want to kind of like sell yourself out or like air out your business for views sake. Like you should do it because you really want to. And honestly, I feel like personally I've been feeling a little disconnected from my channel because of that, because I haven't been sharing so much. So I actively want to start sharing a little bit more about my life with you guys and just keeping the things private that I want private but not secret, if that makes sense. Like the health stuff I went through at the beginning of this year, long story short, I found out that I have a very rare blood disorder. I'm not going to go into what it actually is, the name of it, because I don't want people looking it up and telling me things I don't need to hear it. It was a very scary period of time for like about 2 months, and I was given a lot of precautions to take. It's not life-threatening as long as I take care of myself, which is good. And I've been taking precautions for it, and I can live a totally normal life. I like did the things that the doctor told me to do. I stopped taking some medications. I started taking other ones. So that was kind of something I was going through at the beginning of the year, and I feel like that kind of made my channel suffer a little bit because I was really stressed about it, but I didn't feel like sharing it. We're okay, and it's fine, and I'm taking care of it. So now that I'm kind of out of that, I feel a little better sharing it. And then honestly, this feels like a pretty good natural segue into talking about dating. Because every single time I ask a question on my Instagram, a lot of questions have to do about dating life in NYC, my personal dating life. You guys kind of real time have seen me be in a relationship, me be out of a relationship, me be single, me be this, that, all of it. And I know in the past I said I was never going to share if I was dating someone ever again. I always was like, you'll know that I'm with someone when I post that I'm engaged on Instagram. I've started to realize, due to the nature of my channel, that's just not realistic. Because I vlog my day-to-day life, if I'm seeing somebody, things I do with them are going to come up. And like me hiding it or not addressing it is one thing, but I feel like there are certain things that I am going to do in my life with a significant other. It's gonna be hard for me to not want to vlog it or share it with you guys too. So here's my big announcement, holding my yarn for dramatic effect. I'm seeing somebody. Gasp. This isn't really a new thing. I have been dating somebody for a few months now. The sun came out as soon as I gave that statement. I have been seeing somebody for the last few months, and I have not addressed it at all on my channel. I haven't posted, I haven't said anything about it because I don't want it to be kind of the focal point or a defining thing about me and my channel, kind of like my last relationship was. I now know I don't want to share my relationship like that ever again on the internet. But at the same time, like I was saying, I think there's a difference between keeping something private and keeping something secret. And the person I'm dating, I don't need it to be a secret. I don't want to hide that I'm dating somebody and pretending to be single when I'm not. I don't think that's fair to me. I don't think that's fair to who I'm dating, and I don't think it's fair to you guys either, because I always try to make my channel very transparent, but I think there's an element of privacy that I'm going to maintain in my relationship. I think as time goes on, I'll eventually share more about my relationship. I might share who he is. At this moment in time, I don't think any of that's relevant because I want to keep it private to me. And it's not like I owe anybody this explanation, but it's something that I want to share. So there it is. I am taken off the market. That's what I'll say about that. So everyone asking me if I'm single, if I'm dating, what's going on, that's what's going on. So anyways, that's my little life update dating wise. But all you need to know is that I'm seeing someone, I'm very happy with him, and yeah. Do you guys like how I'm not crocheting at all? I think this has to be a little chatty time and then a little crocheting time because I cannot multitask. I just get too interested in what I'm talking about. Somebody asked, how do you budget living in an expensive city? That's tough. I'll say that's tough. I have not been budgeting the way that I should be for the past few months. I have kind of been, honestly, since I moved into this apartment, just kind of spending and being like, I'll figure it out later. Not a good way. Don't do that. Not one of my best habits. It's not like I've been able to pay all my bills. I have no credit card debt. I will say that. Not 1 ounce of credit card debt. Now, do I have a lot of student loans? Yes. I think, honestly, over the next few months, I'm going to work on having a tighter budget. So I'm thinking maybe me dealing with my finances might be something that I could maybe vlog about. I kind of want to do another what I spend in a week because I did one 2 years ago and that was kind of a fun video to do. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah, but budgeting, it's tough because I feel like living in a big city, there are so many things to do. I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. So I went to my rehearsal and I decided to walk home. And I hadn't spent any money all day yesterday. I had a ton of food at home to eat for dinner, but it was a Saturday. And I didn't have any crazy plans because I had rehearsal at night, so. And let me tell you, it is easy to get tempted in the city. It is so easy. I passed probably 100 restaurants. You know, you can't walk more than 2 blocks without passing like 8 restaurants in the city. And it was so nice outside. Everyone's sitting outside drinking their Aperol spritzes. It took everything in my power not to at least even go to a bodega and pick up like a fun drink because I had stuff at home. Like I had so many things at home, but it gets really tempting. And especially if you're getting invited places, going out to dinner with friends or having an evening out with friends, it can be a very expensive night depending what you do. The one tough part about filming in the summer is like right now my room, I don't have my AC on so you can hear me well. It's heating up in here. It's getting a little humid. Would you ever get another cat for Bennett to have a friend? Listen, if I could adopt 57 cats right now, I would. I see that in my future being like a crazy cat lady with a million cats. Do we see what's going on? This is like stuck in the... I have been talking about this so much recently, how I would love to have a second cat. I think that would be really good for Bennett. I feel like he does need a friend. It's nice that I live with roommates now because there's usually somebody always home to hang out with him. That's been definitely a positive, but I think having another cat friend would be nice for him. He gets along really well with other cats. Like when I brought him home to my parents' house, he met my childhood cat and they were really chill. I definitely want another cat for him, but I don't think that's gonna happen until I don't live with roommates anymore because when I moved in with my roommates, they were under the impression I had 1 cat. So I'm not just gonna kind of spring that on them and say I wanna get a second cat. But I definitely think if I live alone again or move, I would love to get a second cat. Any books, shows, or songs that I've been enjoying lately? I am a Sabrina Carpenter fan, and I would like to say that I did not jump on the bandwagon. I was a fan of hers before she just became very popular. I've been listening to her for like 2 years now, so I'm not an OG fan, but I really do like her music. My favorite band is Lawrence. They just dropped a new album. They are going on tour this summer. I'm seeing them in September at Radio City. I'm very excited. But Lawrence is my favorite band. And then I just finished Emily Henry's Beach Read. Really liked it. It was just like a silly little rom-com. I really like Emily Henry. That was my first book of hers I've read, so I'm definitely gonna read more of hers. Honestly, I haven't been watching many new shows. I started the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader documentary. That is very interesting to me, but I've been really liking the documentary. The way it's shot and filmed is beautiful. I am currently on the last episode of Modern Family. I'm on my 3rd rewatch of it. I love Modern Family. It's my comfort show. I absolutely hate though, watching the last episode of sitcoms in a series. I usually avoid it. Like I just did a rewatch of New Girl, didn't watch the last episode. I usually don't watch the last episode of Modern Family. That makes me sad. I'm like in the middle of it right now. Like I paused it just now. I was eating my bagel watching it. I paused it. I was like, I can't finish this episode right now because something about a sitcom ending makes me feel so sick. Like the last episode of Friends, sick. Last episode of New Girl, sick. Modern Family, sick. It's because it's so feel good and comforting, and knowing that it came to an end is depressing. And then you see these casts who they were like best friends, and you think about them in real life and you think about how they don't work together anymore. Like that is just depressing. I watched that new movie last night with Joey King and Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman. I think it's called A Family Affair. Guys, I love a stupid rom-com. I loved the Anne Hathaway movie, The Idea of You. I loved that movie. And this was kind of giving like the Netflix version of that, just with Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron. I hated it. I don't know if it was the script that I thought was bad or if it was the actual acting. Honestly, Liza Koshy was in this. She was probably the most grounded actor in that movie. She just played like the friend, but she was very good. Joey King was good. I've always been a Joey King fan. I know a lot of people hate on her. I think she's very talented. I really like her. I usually am a fan of bad Netflix movies, but this one, it was a hard watch. It was a hard watch. A lot of questions. Would I live anywhere other than New York? Would I ever leave New York City? I feel like I have maybe talked about this one before. No, I don't really want to leave the city. But I have become mature enough to realize that there might be a circumstance at some point in my life that would make me move out, but that's not what I intend to do. I know a lot of people move to New York in their 20s to kind of like live a city life and then settle down somewhere else. I don't really want to do that. I would prefer to stay in the city my whole life. I really want to establish roots here. I want to treat it like my home. I don't want to treat it like just a fun few years in my 20s. Since I was a kid, have always wanted to like place roots in the city and be here and be a part of it. I have had a recent installment where I think I would love to have an apartment in the city where I live most of the year, but then I have a nice little house upstate house in the Hamptons, somewhere like that, like a little house, a little cottage, some may say, that I can visit. Maybe I could even Airbnb it when I'm not there, something like that. Because I don't really dream of owning a house or having a yard or being in the suburbs. That all scares me. But I think I could vibe with like a little house in a little town or on a beach. But that would require a good chunk of money. Let's answer one more question, and then I'm gonna devote the next 30 minutes to just crocheting and not yapping your ear off. Somebody said, what's the hardest part about being in your mid-20s? All of it. I don't know. I feel like the hardest part is just having so many paths open to you. I feel like in your 20s you feel like you're getting older, but at the same time you're still young enough that you have so many different paths you could go down, and so many different opportunities, and the hardest part sometimes is just choosing. I made a whole video about this, about being intentional with your choices and making an active choice to actively work toward things. When you're a kid, you have all these dreams, you think about all these paths you go down. You maybe go to college, maybe start working, you kind of center in on like an idea of what you want to do, but then once you graduate college or have a few years of experience in the real world, it's like, oh, well, what I thought I was going to do isn't working out perfectly how I thought, because it usually doesn't. And then you kind of start finding other things you like that you never would have known you liked when you were younger. So then it's like you have all these different options. Like for me personally, I obviously still want to do theater and I'm doing that, but I have this YouTube channel now. It's growing and I love, and it's my full-time job. My clean cut path of what I thought I was going to do is kind of branching out into multiple ways I can take it, and you can't give everything an even amount of time. You kind of have to choose. And so I feel like my most difficult part of being in my mid-20s is making those choices. I'm turning 27 in a few days, so is that my late 20s? Am I moving from my mid-20s to my late 20s? As Casey Musgrave said, when she turned 27, everything started to change. So we'll see what happens when I turn 27. I'm putting you back over here and we're gonna crochet for a little bit and then we're gonna head to rehearsal. So I feel like this was a good chat. I feel like this was a much needed chat. I was feeling a little bit separated from you guys recently and I just wanted to catch you all up. So that's kind of all the updates on my life. I ate a little bit of lunch, had some Greek yogurt with some protein granola and some buffalo chicken dip. Gonna fill up my water bottle and we're headed to rehearsal. So let's go rehearse. And then there's a night market at Lincoln Center that I want to stop by on the way back and see what that's all about. I was gonna take the subway because it's really hot. The subway I usually take is not running. So now I need to find a bus or end up walking. I'm not really sure, but either way, we gotta go. An entire maze to get to this rehearsal because the subway's down. Ran to catch the bus, finally made the bus, detours because it's street fair, so I jumped off the bus early because the bus I ended up getting on was like over too many avenues. So now I have 10 minutes to get there and I'm walking. I was initially planning on getting there with 10 minutes to spare, but now I'm making it just in time. Sundays are crazy for transportation in the city. Nothing's ever working. So I just got out of rehearsal and I walked for a little bit, and I don't know if you can hear right now because I have my mic on because it's a little loud, but there's a live performance going on right by me right now. I'm in Lincoln Center and they have so many things to do in the summer, it's crazy, but I thought I would come over and check it out because I heard of this night market that's going on, which is kind of like a food festival. There's different vendors and stuff. After looking it up, because I did no research, I just heard about it. I think you might have to buy a ticket and like go in. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna go today because it sounds like something more fun I could do with my friends and not as a sweaty mess post-rehearsal. But Lincoln Center has been going all out for summer. It used to start with, they just had like a silent disco, but these days they have so many activities. Like if you look up any given day, they have a full schedule of free activities or very cheap activities, and it's really cool. So like if you see right here, they have like vendors that sell food. And then here's the middle with the disco ball, silent disco, always going on. It's honestly so nice over here. They have an underground where there's like bands playing and other things that you can do there. So I would highly recommend coming to Lincoln Center if you are in the city and looking for something to do. Some of the stuff is even indoor. Like I'm pretty sure the underground thing, I don't know if it's air conditioned. I didn't really look down there, but it's covered, so it's not super hot. if you're trying to stay out of the sun. Lincoln Center, slaying the game with summer. So I'm not gonna go in there right now because it feels, I'm a little disgusting. Rehearsal was amazing, but I've never sweat that much ever because I like ran after I got off the bus, ran into rehearsal, and never stopped sweating since we started dancing. So there is a little street fair that I'm gonna walk through, and if there is a fun treat for me to eat, I could be convinced to buy it. I passed dumplings and I was like, no, I can't just stop and get the dumplings right away. Like, I gotta weigh my options. I have to see if there's something else I want more. But now that I'm walking, I fear that I wish, wait, crochet tent right behind me. I fear maybe dumplings are what I wanted. But you know, I can buy dumplings somewhere else, I guess, if that's what I want. So many crochet tents. I just passed 2 in a row. Okay, well, it keeps going. So let's see. Maybe there's some food that I would rather have across this intersection. Nothing is super catching my eye, so I think unfortunately I'm not gonna get anything from this street fair. Also, they're kind of closing up. It's almost 6 o'clock, so I would assume they're done for the day. I'm gonna head home and we will chat in a little bit. I'm home. Got home, immediately took a shower because boy, was I sweaty. That was crazy. I think me just running to the bus, sweating on the bus, running from the bus to rehearsal, dancing for 2 hours, my feet hurt so bad right now. And then walking like 2 miles. I was a puddle. So I took a shower, I splurged. I did have some food at home, but I was good. I was good all weekend. I ate at home all weekend. So I decided to treat myself to pad thai. And I just heated up some dumplings that I had that were frozen from Trader Joe's. And I got a poppy. So I'm gonna eat dinner in my room because I wanna feel cozy. And I think I'm gonna watch maybe a movie or something. Probably like 7:15. So I think I'm gonna watch a movie, eat my dinner, and then probably go to bed. I'm eating in my bed, I know that's bad. I never really do that here. I can't help it, guys. I just wanna eat in my bed a little bit. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes it's comforting. Well, I've been just in my bed for the last 2 hours. I decided it's rom-com hour. Also, my AC's on, so sorry if you hear that. Oh. That was scary. I just watched John Tucker Must Die. Never seen it. Good movie. Classic, like early 2000s. And it's suggesting that I watch The Proposal. That's what it says is up next, and I heard that's a good movie. So I think I'm gonna watch The Proposal because I've never seen it. Sometimes I like to just lay in my bed and watch like old rom-coms from the early 2000s that I never saw. Famously, I've never seen like any movies. Like if you ask me if I've seen a movie, I probably haven't. So sometimes I just need to like do a little catch up, you know? So just took my break between movies. It's only 9 o'clock. Like I am making good time right now. And I feel like I never just like lay and do nothing and watch a movie on a Sunday night. So it's like a perfect activity. I'll be asleep by 11 o'clock after I watch this next movie because it's probably not going to be longer than an hour and a half. And the next movie suggested after this one is Just Go With It, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. I would put that in my top 5 favorite movies. Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston. But I'm eating these mint chocolate ice cream sandwich things from Trader Joe's. Hey. Wait, you just real-time watched me catch Bennett catching a bug. But don't worry, I got it. Disposed of the bug. Anyways, it's gone. It's not over here. I got it. I started the proposal, but honestly, I don't really feel like finishing it. So I'll finish it tomorrow or another day. So I think I'm gonna play some Duolingo and go to bed. I'm obsessed with Duolingo. I already played it today, don't worry. I already kept up with my streak. I'm learning Italian. I'm having a blast. I am in my nighttime look right now. I brushed my teeth and took out my contacts a little bit ago. So I think we're gonna call it quits. Thanks for chatting with me and going about my Sunday with me. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.